welcome to another episode of Home, Sweet Home. My name is Rod McCall.
And I'm Scott Nichols.
What's up, man?
Yeah, just another day in paradise.
Yeah. I think there's a song, Another Day in Paradise.
There is.
I don't know. Or one of my favorite songs is Jimmy Buffett's Cheeseburger in Paradise.
That's true.
In fact, when I was
That's a good one.
I was down in Florida, and we went to Jimmy Buffett's restaurant, and I had to get a cheeseburger.
I love cheeseburgers. They as I get older, though, they weigh more heavily on me, so I don't. I can eat about half of it usually.
Okay. Yeah.
Although you know what I like is bison burger.
Ooh, yes.
So good.
They're expensive, but
so good.
Yes. There's
a few states that have a place called Ford's Garage, and Texas.
Oh, yes.
And they have bison burgers. They're very good.
Ooh, maybe we could go there today. Ooh, I could do that.
Maybe.
I could do a bison burger at, I'm not even hungry, but that sounds yummy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what do we got on the docket today?
Well, okay, so you're a parent.
I am.
And you're also a child.
I am.
And I find that we do, okay, me being a parent and a bonus parent to two good kids, as well as being a teacher where I feel like I'm a parent to the 148 kids I have this semester.
You do spend a lot of time with them, so
I do.
Definitely not their parent.
No. Sometimes I wish I was, and sometimes I'm very grateful I'm not. But I keep thinking about the things we say, and it's kind of like, who has influence over young people today? And TikTok, social media of every platform out there. I see these kids time and again with their phones. I got a little nephew. He's in the 4th grade. He is addicted to his phone. Don't mess with me. As soon as he comes home, because he'll come over to the house. Sometimes after school, I'll pick him up, or or his mom is helping out with Sherry's mom. And so he's, leave me alone. I'm playing my game.
Yeah.
And he's been that way for a couple of years already. And so you think about, okay, do the words we ever say sink in?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have, we've talked about before how words matter. And so I do think they sink in, positive or negative. And
that's where I ran across this article. I've had it for a while. And it's from a website. It was an obscure website. It's called awarenessact.com.
Okay.
And they do stuff on relationships, psychology, spirituality. But they have a bunch of stuff out there, articles and stuff. But I ran across one by a person by the name, I'm assuming it's a lady, by the name of Harley Manson.
Okay.
And it's part of parenting and psychology area of their website. And they were talking about how as adults, but more specifically as parents, our kids do listen.
Yes,
they may not react the way we want them to. They may not respond the way we want them to. But our kids do hear the words that we say. And they can tell, and I've heard this many times from many different places, but kids do understand, and they can ferret out truth from baloney better than most. And then once we get to be adults, we begin to, I guess we lose some of that special intuitiveness. And I don't know, but little kids can ferret out truth from baloney better than most adults can.
Okay.
I don't know if you believe that, but I've seen that. I've seen kids go, you try and buffalo, no, you're telling a lie. That's not true. So they're saying here, there's some things that you can say that as a parent, say it and say it often. Even if the kids are not giving you the reaction or response that you want, they're hearing it, they're processing it. And sometimes they need to hear it even if they don't want to hear it.
What kinds of things are we talking about?
Well, okay, for one, they were saying, and I thought maybe this just goes, growing up Catholic, but I truly do believe it. And I'm trying better to act as an adult this way, but treat others as you would want to be treated.
That's a good one. And that's in, a lot of faiths.
Okay. So. Well, and I've discovered that as I've moved around the world and or interacted with the world. I haven't really traveled all over the world, but and I sometimes feel like we don't do that. We don't do that much to each other. I mean, somebody's trying to, merge into your lane. Do you let them in? When you're walking out the door, do you hold the door for the next person walking in? Mm-hmm. I mean, do we truly do this? But we need to teach our children this, say it, and practice it.
Yeah.
And so I thought,
Imagine how the world would be if we all treated each other the way we wanted to be treated. Wow. I
think it could be a little bit different than it is.
I think so too.
And so, but they were saying, when you're teaching, you got your little kid, they're 2 years old, they're 3 years old, you got your grandson, Charlie. Mm-hmm. And, I would imagine you would teach him this, but is it something that we continue to say? And is it something we continue to practice as we get older and as we're dealing with our older children? I mean, like I say, I got 2 bonus kids, and they're 25 and 28. Yeah. And I don't know that I do a good enough job of not just saying, but demonstrating, treat others as you'd want to be treated.
I think one of the hardest things for us to do is to actually live the things that we say. Right.
and I guess
whole religions are designed around do what you say, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
So, I mean, this is a difficult thing, and I've said before, I truly believe that we are the human race is selfish, right? Like we are, we inherently want what's ours. I mean, it's the reason we have governments, because if we don't, we will have chaos, because everybody will just do what's best for them and not anything that's good for anybody else.
Well, to go with that, to quote James Madison, if men were angels, we would have no need for government.
That's true.
So, but anyway, treat others as you would like to be treated is one thing that we should always say it frequently, and do our best to model it.
Right.
All right, so there's something else. And again, there's a list of 10 things. 10 things that you should always say to your child again and again and again, no matter how old they are. Okay, so that's where I'm coming from on this one. So another thing, and I will tell you, this one I did not appreciate when I was a kid, but I truly understand the value and merit today as an adult, and that is be grateful for every moment you have.
That is a good one, right? And this is something we should tell our kids, definitely. Mm-hmm. And we should exhibit that, right? I mean, by just enjoying and being grateful for every moment we have with them.
Yeah, I mean, there are times that I have a lot of regret. Mm-hmm. When going through the divorce, and Eric would come over, and I would get a chance to sleep in, and he would wake up, come from his bedroom, and he'd want to play. We'd want to, hey, let's go do something. Let's go do this. And I go, hey, I'm really tired. Why don't you go ahead and play on my computer, play your games. And I would try and get an extra hour and a half of sleep.
Right.
I regret that now.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's times where, I regret some of the things growing up that I had opportunities to engage with my grandparents that now I wished I had in a different way, in a better way. And so again, or with friends. There's so many things that I didn't appreciate. I didn't live in the moment, and I go, well, man, I can't wait for this to be over, or I can't wait for this to happen. And so I was always wishing for what I didn't have,
Right.
rather than appreciating what I did have.
Yeah, I think that's super important, right? Just spending time doing things. I mean, we have this newer tradition that we have in our family. Of course, my kids are all grown up, right? And I have a grandson, and but we have a family game night that we do, and we protect that time, and we get together and we eat some food, and we have we play some games, and there's no TV involved or phones or any of that stuff. We have a good time, and I really value that now. I think that's really important that you get together with your kids, that you do things. And I wish I had done that more when I was a younger parent. And unfortunately, my situation economically necessitated me working lots of different jobs, and so that was difficult. But even then, I found some time to, for a while I did some tow truck driving on the side, and I found some time to take my kids with me occasionally, one at a time. But had some fun experiences, things that we remember to this day.
Yeah.
What kind of memories can you make that are not phones or television or, those things are important.
Yeah. And that's where, my siblings have reminded me that while we may not have lived life in the lap of luxury and had all the things that money could buy, our parents created memories.
Right.
And I got a very dear friend of mine that he says, stuff is just stuff. Life's about relationships. And with that ties in, be grateful with the time that you have, live in the moment, and enjoy those people around you.
Yeah.
So, but again, this is something that you tell your kids, look, well, I wish we had this, or I can't wait for that. Well, I wish this was over.
Yeah.
Well, it will be over. Be grateful. Live in the moment. Enjoy this. Let's look for a positive. Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was really as somebody that's gotten a little bit older and older and older and older, I understand these statements a little bit better. And my parents did say these things.
Yeah.
And I blew them off, but now I better understand, once I got a little bit older, what the value truly was.
It's funny how wisdom and understanding comes with age.
Yeah, late in life. Too late sometimes. But
so is there more?
There is. And this one, I say this all the time to my students. And I even say it to my nephews, but always give your best. It's easy to half step. It's easy to just do below average.
Absolutely.
But
that is the easy road.
But what is easy isn't always right. What is right isn't always easy. But if at the end of the day you put forth your best effort, and okay, you don't have to win the trophy, you don't have to win first prize, but if you look and you go, you know what, I did my best.
Yeah.
I tried hard, and I gave it everything I had. If you can look yourself in the mirror and be 100% honest in that statement, then that's good enough.
I agree.
But always give your best.
I think it's tough in this consumer culture, particularly for kids, right? I mean, we want things instant. And very few good things in life come instant.
No.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you've had them, but instant potatoes are not great. And so... certainly not as good as if you take a real potato, peel it,
boil
and you mash it, you put butter with it, and you do all the work, and then, that's good.
That is true. But I'm lazy. So I didn't give my best in making dinner sometimes.
Well,
But
I mean, that's where we got the microwave, right? We've
yeah,
got all these appliances now that make things happen for us much faster and easier, but it's not always better, right? Like I could buy meals
yeah.
at the store that are frozen and they're
Okay.
good. You know, a lot of times they're good. I mean, I
Okay.
only pick the good ones,
Okay, good, because I
right?
must be
So
picking the crappy
I
ones.
pick some good ones, but you know, they don't taste as well as if I made a meal at home and
True.
did some meal prepping. I mean,
True.
things, and I think kids need to learn that, and they need to hear that it's instant isn't always better, and you know, you do have to give it your all. You do have to put a lot into it to really get the best reward out of it.
That is true. And again, and little kids in particular, I think, need to hear this. But if you start early and you continue, just do your best. Just do your best.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to be perfect, just do your best.
Yeah.
And be happy with what you got. So, which ties into the next one they suggest. Don't settle. Don't be just good enough. Hey, just because this is the bare minimum doesn't mean that's where you should stop.
Right.
Don't settle, because, and I can say from personal experience, when you start settling, then it's hard to push the boundaries to be better, because you want that trophy. It's kind of like me. I want to be skinny,
Right.
but that skinny requires me to not settle for the idea of going for an exercising walk.
Right.
I actually got to do it. So, and look, okay, congratulations, you lost 2 pounds in the last month. Okay, well, good. I'm done then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fine if you want to be done, and if that's your goal, then great. But if your goal was 10 pounds,
Sure.
don't settle for 2. And I see a lot of our students. I see this in a lot of young people. Well, I'll just do this and that'll be good enough.
And I think that that happens a lot with students because they don't see the value of the learning that they might be doing in whatever content area that is. They don't always connect with that value, because I mean, I remember me as a student, I gave it my all in some classes and just got by in others, because because it was things that interested me.
Ding, ding, ding. Me too.
So, but it is important to give it your all, even when, and I of course, I didn't know this until I was older, right? Because with the age comes that wisdom and understanding. And so, you find out that as you go through life, that you've got to do some things in your career and your jobs and stuff that you aren't necessarily as interested in, but you need to give it your all, because that's how you get ahead in society.
Yeah.
And so having kids hear that and then try to practice it, in their school age years is really important.
And I think that's why I like it on this list. In fact, all the 10 things that they have, I thought were really cool. And so the next one, and I found this really fits with with one of the earlier ones, and I think that it's hard. You want your kids to be happy, and a lot of times it's hard to like live in the moment, but appreciate the little things.
Right.
Be happy for what you got. Yeah, go ahead and aim high. No worries with that. But don't always, I don't know, be grateful. Look at the quiet time that you have.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we could have gone camping more when I was a kid.
Oh, I love camping.
And but I never really took full measure of all of that. My dad had season tickets to KU basketball, and I got spoiled with that. And when I got older, I wished I could have done that more with my dad.
Yeah.
And as once he started getting sick and started going downhill, I really did appreciate just sitting on the front porch, sitting, in the garage, watching, maybe making homemade ice cream or, grilling.
Right.
And we just sit out there and chew the fat and drink an adult beverage, and life would be, I learned to appreciate that little thing.
Yeah. We've you and I maybe grew up similarly. In my years growing up, we were often on food stamps,
Okay.
things like that. So, or some kind of assistance.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't buy the greatest groceries. We didn't do all those things. And I mentioned before, I watched a lot of kids get things at school or go on vacations that, I never got to do. But, what I did get to do was be home with my brother and, do, my mother had me do drum and bugle corps, which was fun. I mean, she put me in that. She went to all the events, all the shows that she could, and I mean, you get experiences that aren't necessarily the ones that everybody else you're seeing everybody else do, but not every experience that's valuable has to cost a lot of money.
True.
Some of the best things with our kids that they remember is camping. Just like you said, I mean, we didn't do it all the time, and when we did, it was in a tent because we didn't have any money. We couldn't buy a big thing, right? So, we tented and we had a great time. And there was no, that was in an age of no phones, and all that stuff. I mean, but just having a fire and collecting the wood in the woods or
going for walks,
doing whatever. I mean, those are great things. And I think that in our society of instant gratification and very expensive devices, we've lost sight of the simplicity that can be and the value in those simplistic moments in time, right? And it goes back to kind of the love languages, like quality time, right? That's important.
Well, and I think you mentioned before about family game night.
Yeah,
that's just a little thing. All right, that is a little thing, but you're finding value, but so are your kids because they keep wanting to participate in it. And so again, it's that it's a little thing, but it's actually maybe a big thing.
Absolutely. Value the little things.
So, all right. So I got another one here. And this one here, I see this a lot.
Right.
And that is a failure. A lot of young people, a lot of kids are afraid to fail. I need to be perfect. And I guess because I have failed at so many things,
right,
the idea that you can always start over is no big deal to me, but it's something to constantly, I think, needs to be reminded, especially of younger kids, but even our older kids as well. But hey, so you screwed up. So what? Start again.
Right.
Try over. You know what? Learn from your mistake and move forward. It's okay to fail.
Exactly.
You can always start over.
In fact, I mean, failing is the first part of learning.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
if you're perfect in everything you do, then what have you learned?
Exactly.
And so, again, the idea that you can start over. I mean, that was one of the beautiful things about video games. I could save my spot. I could start over. And let's see if I can get a little further this time.
Right. See, the video games that I never progressed into those ones that you could save. I always did the ones and then earlier Nintendo where you could.
Oh yeah.
It was all linear and.
That's true.
And you made it up, 8, 9, 10 levels, and then you died. And then you had to start completely over. Right.
Oh, that's
true.
But
I got really good at those 8, 9 levels. Right.
Yeah.
Just never really got too much beyond them, but it's still fun. But yeah, I mean,
it's tough when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And so I think, again, reiterating these phrases, I think it can help address some of, that frustration, anxiety that they are feeling of, I've got to be perfect.
I think as parents, we've collectively put on, as a culture, a lot of pressure on students through all the testing and things like that has come up from. I mean, it starts in elementary school.
Yeah, or the idea of homework. Kindergartners have homework.
And then you go into middle school and it gets more pressure along with all the hormonal changes. And then you get to high school and we've made it seem like high school is that pivotal make or break moment in your life or something. And it's just not.
No.
It's a chance for you to learn lots of different content and content areas and see where you might be best.
Yeah.
And kind of find yourself in that. And so there's going to be areas of failure and areas of success. And so what?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and any failure just shows you where you can work harder to get better.
And that ties in with the next item that
That's
they
awesome.
said that you should, the things, again, you should say to your kid time and time again is that you don't have to have it all figured out right now.
No, really?
And I when you were talking about, you don't have to, or to tie in with this and carry on what you were saying moments ago, I teach seniors, you teach seniors.
Yeah.
And we tell them, all right, well, you're graduating high school. What are you going to do? What are you going to do for the rest of your life?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I had no bleeping clue what I wanted to do when I graduated high school. I mean, crying out loud, I'll tell you straight up what I have done for my life for different careers. None of it was on my radar when I graduated high school.
Right.
I did not have it figured out. And I feel that, there's a lot of push and pressure on these kids to have it figured out. And I don't know that we always provide them with the right tools to help guide them. So the idea, look, you don't have to have it figured out right now. Just try. Try this, try that.
Exactly. I don't have any statistics on it, but my guess is that the majority of adults are not doing the thing that they started out doing after high school.
No.
And you can take that all the way back to college, right? Like whatever you went to college to do, whatever your major was going to be, there's a pretty good chance that you changed your major because most people do, right? So you change what you're going to do throughout life. Now, I've had like 5 or 6 different careers, and they've all been fun. They've all contributed to some things, some knowledge that I have, and they've all helped me in the next one. But you don't always know. Like your life isn't mapped out for you, right? I love that movie, The Adjustment Bureau, where it's all mapped out. You got to follow the plan.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give away the end, but I mean, ultimately, right? You get to decide what your future is going to be, and you're going to have to kind of adjust that over time.
And so I think that as parents, it's okay to say to our kids, you don't have to have it all figured out now.
Exactly.
And just look, you can always change. To go back to the last thing, you can start over. I mean, crying out loud, here I am in my early 50s, and I'm looking to start a new career.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something that I would have ever thought of even as recent as 10 years ago.
Sure.
And so the idea of becoming a professional counselor, professional therapist, was nowhere near on my radar, especially not when I was a high school kid. Crying out loud. The idea, I tell this to the kids all the time, if somebody told me that I was going to be a high school teacher when I graduated high school, I would have told them all kinds of things that related to the word "you're nuts."
Yeah.
Because I did not like talking to strangers. I didn't like talking in big groups. I didn't like talking in front of people, even people I knew. I was shy. I was introverted. I was everything a teacher is not.
Yeah.
And
it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been on my radar either.
Mm-mm.
And yet, I've been doing this. I've been in education now for I'm trying to think, 17 years now.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's so I'm not a teacher the whole time, but I've been in education that long,
Yeah.
and been a teacher for most of that. So I would not have thought that at all.
So that's why I think it's good to let our kids know, tying in, this one, you don't have to figure it out right now.
Yeah.
And you can always start over. Well, if you don't like where you're headed, then okay, then try something else. Start over and, take lessons learned and move forward.
Life's a journey. Enjoy the ride.
Well, which goes back to enjoy the little things.
Yes.
So, all right. So I got a few left here. One, and this is, I think this is something that we adults need to listen to and practice as well. But don't let others steal your joy.
Yes.
Steal the moment. Be happy with your success.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times I feel like, again, you see this at school. Kids bully each other all the time. And when they do, you're stealing somebody else's success.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, you're taking their joy. I mean, that's a hard one, right? Because you don't. Yeah, in order for somebody to not steal your joy, you have to be a little bit less emotional, right?
Yeah.
When they say things, you have to get yourself to a place where you can brush off what they're saying, and I think that goes back to you have to really kind of know yourself and be a little bit more confident.
But that's hard,
and that's really tough for a teenager,
preteen,
right? Especially when you're looking for all that. I mean, I feel like I hit that 40 mark years ago, and got to that point where I was just like, Mom, I don't care. Whatever you're thinking or saying about me, I don't care.
Yeah, and for the most part, I do. But at the same time, even as adults, people can rain on our parade. I mean, you have a good lesson, and you brag to somebody about, hey, I had a good lesson today.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really excited. And all these things happen, and then somebody tries to, ruin it by making some kind of negative comment. As an adult, we might be better tasked, but I think as a parent, especially of younger kids, it's okay to say, enjoy this.
Yeah.
Don't let them pull you down.
And I think that gets back to even just high school, right? Like, enjoy this time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to do that. You can't. It's not a time to be just completely fooling around, right?
Yeah.
But you need to enjoy it. You need to enjoy going through it, because it is going to be the last time. I always say that to my seniors. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
I mean, when we came up on the last quarter
mm-hmm.
of the year a couple weeks ago, I was just like, this is your last quarter, and like all of on all of your K-12 education, and some of them are like, yes. Yeah, they're really excited to move forward, and others are like, no, I don't want to go on.
Yeah.
And so, like, people have lots of different reactions to that, but enjoy the time, no matter what.
So I got 2 left.
All right,
let's do it. And on these final 2 items, don't give up on your dreams. Tell your kids all the time, look, if this is what you want, then go for it.
Yes, chase it, work it.
And it might seem like a reach, but how do you know if you don't try? Give it your best. Don't settle. Go back to those other statements and push forward. So you get distracted, so you get sidetracked, so you get stuck somewhere else. That doesn't mean you got to quit. Yeah. If this is what you want, then go for it.
Absolutely.
And, I guess that's part of our role as a parent. We are...
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
True, but I think our job is to be that cheerleader for our kids, to always be there, to always encourage, to always nurture. Even when they screw up, don't allow them to give up.
Right.
Push. If this is what you want, how can I help you?
Exactly.
So don't give up on your dreams, because that is, I feel like I know people I grew up with, and they kind of settled.
Yeah.
They, and that was something that I guess my parents pushed on me. Is this what you want to do? Great. then go for it. Do it.
Yeah.
And they supported me.
And what can I do to help?
Yeah. And I mean, even now, even with, even going through the divorce and the child custody fight for Eric, that was my dream. It was a short-term dream, but it was my dream, and my parents supported that wholeheartedly.
Sure. I mean, I have adult kids, and they still express dreams and things that they want to do, and I'm just, go for it. I will cheer you on. I will, whatever I can do to help, we'll make it happen.
And I will help you celebrate your successes.
Absolutely. Got to go do that. My son's getting his master's degree, and I'm gonna fly up to New England, right, and watch him walk for his master's degree. So
outstanding.
He didn't get to walk during the pandemic for his bachelor's degree, so see him walk for his master's degree. I mean, that's celebrating his dream of getting that. So,
well, good for him.
What's the last one?
All right. And this is one that I am grateful for my parents, that they have always said this, no matter how many times I screwed up, no matter how many times my sisters derailed and went this direction or that direction, no matter how many times I screwed up, my parents always said this: I'm always here for you. I have watched Sherry do that for her children, and I think that that's probably one of the most powerful things that we as a parent, as an adult, people that work with kids, I mean, I tell my students this all the time: I'm here to help you.
Yes.
And that unconditional love and support, because, you and I did, well, I don't know about you, but I was pretty good at doing dumb stuff.
Oh, I did a lot.
And
you might not even believe some of the dumb stuff I did.
Well, I'm grateful that, some of the stuff I did, I'm just grateful that...
If you were dumb, I was dumber.
Okay. Well, there were no cell phones, and luckily fewer cops were around at those exact moments. But even through all of that, even through the things that I thought I wanted that didn't come true, my parents were there going, I'm always here for you.
And I think even more important than even saying it is living that, right? I mean, I think that as parents, or as a child, the child always needs a safe place to go to. True. They always need to go to. It's kind of like being like the world is the boxing rink, right? And in your corner is your parents, right? Yeah. And you can always go back there, and you can express your feelings, and you can. As a child, you should be able to show your weaknesses and express your dreams and have the parents there to say, how can we help you?
I'm over here like a bobblehead, nodding my head, yes.
I mean, that's so important. And I think, my wife, having lost her mother many, many years ago, and now her real dad, she's feeling that disconnect, like she's not sure where to go. Like she doesn't have the parents anymore to go to. And I think that, again, it's important to cherish life in those times and the ability to do that. And as parents, we should look out for our kids in that way. And as kids, we should be able to go somewhere where we can get that encouragement.
Well, I hear time and again, kids coming up, students coming up saying, oh, my parents are going to kill me. My parents would kill me. And it's kind of like, no, your parents would not kill you. Might they be disappointed? Possibly, but they aren't going to kill you. They aren't going to disown you. And because your parents are here for you.
Yeah. It's funny how when we're teenagers, we think that everything that we're going through is so massive and enormous, and nobody else has ever gone through what we've been through, what we're going through now.
Lord have mercy. I wish I had those problems I had in high school today.
Yeah, you grow up and money becomes a thing, and then you find out that there are way harder things to deal with than just teenager stuff, right?
Okay.
But everybody needs a safe place to express their feelings.
So, all right. So I'm going to recap these 10 things. All right, if I can.
Sure.
Do I have time for that?
Well, I mean, we're going a little long, but I think it's valuable.
Okay. So, again, recap the 10 phrases. 1, tell your kids, be grateful for every moment that you have.
So important.
2, treat others the way you wish to be treated. 3, always give your best. 4, always appreciate the little things. 5, don't ever settle. 6, you can always start over. 7, you don't have to have it all figured out right this moment. 8, don't let others steal your joy. 9, never give up on your dreams. And 10, always tell your kids you will be there for them.
Such great advice. Such great advice. If we live it out,
yes,
I think we have a different world ahead of us.
I hope so. Be the change that the world needs.
That's right. The man in the mirror.
Yes, yes. All right, well,
I think I'm going to have to go get some lunch.
Sounds good. All right, well, then, until next time, and our next Bison Burger, I'm Rod.
I'm Scott.
Bye.